Hey Degrassians! So welcome back to yet another Degrassi recap, and I'm going to jump right into this week's episode. So this week's episode, there were three main stories. There was Maya's little bad nightmares about Miles. There was Imogen and Jack, and then there was Frankie and her twin brother Hunter. So let me first start off with Imogen. So Imogen and Jack have been dating each other for a while now, and you remember because they hooked up last season, and they're a pretty cute couple, you know, standard little, I love Imogen and her little glasses. But anyway, so Imogen has been dating Jack for a while now, and you know, they're in class joking around, talking or whatever, and they're like pretty much talking about like how weird eyeballs are. And then Jack is like, you know, I love the fact that, you know, I love how your brain works or something like that. And then Imogen just like blurts out, I love you. So Jack is like, yeah, you know, she pretty much doesn't say I love you back, and she pretty much just kind of gets kind of quiet. And obviously when you tell someone you love them, you want to hear it back. And if the other person is getting quiet, that's not really a good sign. So I don't remember if it was like, oh, it was later on that day, because Imogen had this cute little like comic book looking skirt that she was wearing. But anyway, that outfit was cute. So Imogen goes ahead and, you know, she like talks to Jack or whatever, and Jack is pretty much like, you know, I think that we should possibly, you know, break up, and you know, I just don't think that I'm ready for this type of relationship. So Imogen is like, okay. So they pretty much like negotiate a little bit, and they come to the conclusion that they're not going to break up, that they're pretty much going to have an open relationship. So Imogen is obviously pretty hesitant about this. So she goes and she talks to my guy Eli, because you know Eli is my guy, and you know he's working at the dot, and she's like, yeah, what do you think about open relationships? And Eli is pretty much like, you know, they're not cool. You need to be upfront with Imogen, let her know what's up, let her know, I mean, not Imogen, but Jack, and let her know what's up, and let her know that, you know, you can't have this open relationship thing because love sucks. Like, Eli is obviously still hurting from the whole Claire thing. You know, I really do hope they get back together, BTW, but you know, he's still hurting from the whole Claire thing, and he's pretty much like, you know, whatever as far as love is concerned. So after that little talk with Eli, Imogen goes and declares her love to Jack, and she's like, you know, I love you, I want to be with you, and I just want it to be us two and nobody else. Because side note, another thing that popped up on Imogen's cell phone when she was talking to Eli was a picture of Jack and a new chick. So, you know, Imogen is pretty like, oh heck no, I gotta go get my woman. So she went ahead and she, you know, declared her love to Jack, and Jack was just kind of like, you know, embarrassed because she was teaching a class full of ballerinas, and you know, she pretty much didn't say much. She was just pretty much like, you know, same thing, just kind of quiet on the matter. So Imogen goes back to Eli, hanging out at the dot, and she's like, you know, let's just hang out, watch some movies, you know, some TV shows, whatever. I just need to just not think about love right now. So then Jack, I keep on getting their names mixed up. So then Jack calls Imogen, and she's like, yeah, you know, you're right. I was just kind of scared. I want to give us a shot. So now Imogen and Jack are an official real couple. I'm pretty sure they're going to have some more bumps in the road, but you know, it's nice to see that they are together as of now. So then let's move on to Maya and Maya and Miles. So Maya is tripping right now, y'all. Like, straight up, Maya is straight up in trip mode zone. Like, Maya is always sticking her head. Y'all always know, I always talk about this. Maya is always sticking her head where it does not belong. She's constantly getting herself into trouble, getting herself into other people's business. And this time, she's just gone so far that it's like literally making her ill, making her sick mentally. So basically the episode starts off and Maya is like waking up out of her sleep, having nightmares about Miles, you know, jumping off, you know, that balcony at school, trying to kill himself. And, you know, she has just not been right since, you know, Miles came up to her and was trying to talk to her in the boiling room when he was having problems with Tristan and his dad. So he pretty much hasn't been right since then. And Maya's, you know, having these reoccurring nightmares. And, you know, she agrees to help Zoe out with some cheerleading stuff. And she's still having the nightmares. And she actually goes ahead and she checks his face range page. Face range page. I forgot who helped her do it. Was it Grace? I think it was Grace. And she hacks into the page or whatever, and, you know, she wants to see his email, find out what's going on with him, since he's obviously not talking to her himself. And Maya just cannot shake that feeling that something is not right. So she checks his face range page, and there's an email to Tristan, and the email is basically saying like, oh, I want to kill myself. So Maya sees that and she like freaks out, goes to his house because he didn't go to school that day. And he's like laying face down on a couch, you know, like looking like he's dead basically. And Maya shakes him up. She's like, Miles, are you okay? And Miles is basically like, you know, get off me. I'm fine. I'm just laying down here because, you know, I'm sick. And I basically said, and she's like, but you said you wanted to kill yourself. And he's like, I said that because I have a head cold and I don't feel good. So yeah, back up off me. So Tristan comes in the room and he's like basically being all defensive because, you know, he's just basically like, get off my man, you know, leave him alone. He don't want to talk to you type of thing. And Maya's like, I just want to make sure you're okay. I don't even, you know, care about anything romantic. I just want to make sure that you're okay. So Miles is basically like, I'm fine, leave me alone. So then, you know, she's still having these nightmares or whatever, still tripping out. And basically, there's another situation where she's like at school. Oh, I forgot a part. Zig and Grace are like trying to help her relax by like doing yoga and stuff. And nothing is pretty much working. So there's this last part where she's at school and she's like trying to check his face range page again. But she's pretty much been blocked. And, you know, she just really starts tripping. Like, she drops the laptop, throws it, like, across the room. Like, she just straight up zoning out. Talking about, I know something's going on with him. I know something's going on with him. And, to be honest, ain't nothing going on with Miles. He's dating a man now. Like, well, not a man, but he's dating a guy now. Like, get over it. Like, she just needs to take a chill pill and relax. So Zig is basically like, honey, you know, you need to get some help because this is not good for you. You tripping right now. You need to get some professional help. So yeah, that's happening with Maya. She's just like straight up tripping, just doing whatever. I hope she gets some help because she needs to just stay out of people's business. Like, I just don't even know what, you know, comes over her when she thinks these things. But anyway, so that was their little story. And then there was one more story with Frankie and her twin brother. So apparently Frankie has a twin brother and her name, so apparently Frankie has a twin brother and his name is Hunter. I'm trying to figure out where the heck, like, we've seen Hunter before in plenty of episodes. We never knew his name, and all of a sudden he has a name in this episode, and apparently it's her twin brother. Like, I had no idea that that was her twin. So anyway, we see the little segment or whatever, and Frankie pretty much is like having trouble in school, and the other girls, her other little cheerleader teammates, apparently Frankie's off the cheerleading team right now too, just to FYI, in case y'all didn't know. Frankie is off the cheerleading team because she didn't want to strip no more and do all that other little nasty stuff that those other girls are doing. So she's, you know, off the team, and she's pretty much trying to concentrate on school. So she's like trying to concentrate and study, you know, whatever, and her teammates are like, oh, you know, you're going to fail the test unless you, you know, get some notes and, you know, get some homework ideas from your brother, Hunter. So she tries to get some ideas from him. And she basically finds like this comic that has like the cheerleaders pretty much like blood all over them. Like pretty much he's like killing them in the comics. And she gets like really worried. Like, okay, you know, what's up with these comics? You know, what the heck is going on with my brother? Is he trying to like really do something with the cheerleading team? So she goes ahead and she tells Winston what's up, and Winston's like, yeah, you know, you should be concerned because, your brother Hunter is creepy. Apparently her twin brother has this dark side or whatever. Like, we never really knew anything about his character prior to tonight's episode, so there's that. And apparently the reason why he was drawing the comic was not because he wants to kill anyone, but Winston and Frankie later investigate into his room, and they pretty much find out that after seeing the full story of the comic book which he drew, is that he pretty much is trying to rescue the girl Arlene, who is being saved by him from the cheerleading squad. So pretty much he's attacking the cheerleading squad to save Arlene through the sketch of a comic book. And Winston pretty much broke that down for Frankie and was like, yeah, what he's doing is completely normal. He has a crush on Arlene because the cheerleaders are always making fun of her and he wants to be like her savior type of thing. So what Frankie ends up doing is she goes to class the next day, sits down with Arlene, you know, chit-chats with her and is like, hey girl, you know, whatever, da-da-da-da-da, what you doing, da-da-da-da-da. I got my brother here. Why doesn't he come over here and help us with whatever schoolwork it is that we're doing? So she pretty much sets them up and yeah, they're vibing. So that was pretty much this week's episode in a nutshell. I don't think I left anything out. Pretty sure I didn't. Alright, so I hope you guys liked this week's recap of Degrassi. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later. Ciao!